Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Force Sports Podcast. I'm your host Josiah, and filling in for Rob this week is Seth.
Hey Josiah, thank you for having me.
Alright, so Seth, since you are filling in for Rob this week, I'm going to ask you a little couple questions, get a background so the audience knows, your experience with Star Wars.
Yeah,
sports.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
So, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. When did you first watch any Star Wars movie?
I watched episode 1, so Phantom Menace, when I was, I don't know when it came out. I don't know, I was a kid, right?
99.
Probably, no, it wasn't that young. I was probably 8 or 9. And I remember watching it, and I watched it a lot, right? And my biggest memory of it is, I didn't know the names of the characters. So I always referred to Qui-Gon Jinn as the guy in the brown jacket. So I was watching it, and when Darth Maul killed him, I remember crying. Like, I was sitting in my bedroom, my mom brought me dinner, whatever it was, she was bringing me my food or whatever. And she's like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "Well, the guy in the brown jacket died." So that's my earliest Star Wars memory, when the guy in the brown jacket was killed.
So you watched the prequels first, before you saw the original?
Yes, yeah, I knew nothing.
So you watched episode 1, then 2, then 3?
No. I saw episode 1. Never saw 2. Never saw 3. And then I didn't see 4 until, like a year and a half ago?
Okay, so I didn't know that you didn't watch all the other ones.
No.
I just thought you were catching back up.
No, I never saw 2. And I remember when 3 was in the theaters, I wanted to see it, because it was the big movie. But I never went and saw it. So, no. I saw 1, and 15 years later, I saw 4, 5, and 6, and I went back and watched 1, 2, 3. So.
It's a very strange way of watching.
Yeah, well.
So, which one's your favorite? Out of all 7, I guess.
Oh. Out of all 7?
Yeah.
Probably The Empire Strikes Back was probably the consensus pick, don't you think?
Yeah. Most people like that one the best.
I like that one. I also like Return of the Jedi.
It's like, I like episode 4 better.
Do you?
The original, yeah. I
like that one. And then I call it The Force Awakens too. I mean, I gotta see if it withstands the test of time, But in my initial things, I really liked it, so.
Alright, so did you play sports as a kid? Or
Sports.
did you just watch it? Moved on to sports.
I played T-ball.
T-ball.
And then I moved on to machine pitch. And then I was cut right there. I wasn't cut, but that's when I stopped. Until middle school, and I tried playing baseball, and I broke my arm, and then, that whole thing. No. I tried out for basketball in 6th grade.
Didn't make the team?
Nope, didn't make the team. Chubby little 6th grader, wasn't going to make the team.
I thought back then they just let you on the team, even in 6th
I
grade.
mean, maybe at, Christian or Catholic schools, I don't know, but I went to JCTMS, and needless to say, I did not make the team.
Gosh. So when did you, start watching it? Like, when you're playing T-ball, did you watch sports a lot?
No.
No? You didn't even watch sports when you were playing T-ball? Were you forced to play T-ball by your parents?
No, I liked it. I mean, I always liked Louisville basketball as a kid.
No, okay.
And then as I got older, I started. We had season tickets to the Bats, and I got really big into the Reds, because the Reds are like the owner of the Bats, if that makes sense. If the Reds need a player, and they can call them up from the Bats,
really?
It's called the farm system. So the Bats players can go up to the Reds, or the Reds players can be sent down to the Bats, and it even goes farther than that. So.
Does every team have that?
Yeah. There's the MLB, right? That's the Reds, and then the Bats are called the AAA, and then below them it's called the AA, and then they're like the really new prospects at scrubs, So it goes AA, AAA, MLB, and below that's college. So.
Do they not do that with football or basketball?
They do it with basketball. They have a D League. Football, not really. Besides, college.
I didn't know that.
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I used to like baseball a lot, and then got out of that.
So, what's your favorite sport to
Football.
watch?
Football.
To play?
Play?
Watch and play.
I love watching football. I'm obsessed with it. And playing wise, I mean, I'm pretty athletically gifted, as you can see.
Yeah.
So I guess I like playing basketball.
That's your favorite to play?
Yeah, I mean, I like throwing a football and stuff, but basketball, I can actually like play it. So I like playing basketball.
And since I guess I know all your favorite teams, but tell the audience who your favorite teams are.
Okay, number one, Cincinnati Bengals. I'm like, that's my life, as you know.
Yes.
I
You are to Bengals as I am to Star Wars.
might be a little worse. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I plan on getting a tattoo of the Bengals soon.
I don't have my Star Wars tattoo yet, but
We'll go together.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. I love the Louisville Cardinals as well. Mainly basketball, but I also follow them in football. And besides that, I mean, I cheer for the Reds, but I don't give it whatever if they lose. And then basketball, NBA, I don't really care either. So it's mainly just the Bengals and Louisville. But Bengals are on a pedestal.
Right.
Yeah, they're on a pedestal.
All right. So you'll be covering the sports stuff later.
I will do my best to fill in for your comrade.
Yes, Rob. Yeah. So let's get into some Star Wars stuff.
Let's do it.
So the big news of the week, Mads Mikkelsen. You're familiar with the man, right?
I mean, I know a very general thing. Never really seen his work per se.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. He was in an interview on some Australian news channel or something.
Okay.
And
Is he Australian?
Yeah, I think he's Australian. I guess he wasn't coached on how to keep his mouth shut because he spilled the beans that he will be playing Felicity Jones. Jyn Erso is her character name. You know Felicity Jones? The main girl from Rogue One?
No.
Okay. Well, he'll be playing her father. Okay. So Felicity Jones, I know her from Theory of Everything. Have you seen that?
No.
No? It's pretty good. But she's the main girl in Rogue One. You've seen the teaser.
Yeah,
right?
I've seen the trailer. I just didn't know like her name.
Right. That's her name.
Okay.
So he'll be playing her father.
So in Star Wars world, it's kind of like hush hush, isn't it? Like it's kind of taboo to be like, yeah, I'll be
Very.
I'll be playing this guy. I die in this scene. Make sure
Right.
you know. I mean, like what?
Yeah, he really screwed up. Like, I guess as soon as he was done with his interview, he probably got a call. It was like, shut up, no more interviews today.
Nothing.
But that didn't stop him from going more in depth later on in the day. So I guess he didn't get that phone call because our second story we'll cover that. But it was reported back a couple months ago by Making Star Wars that he will be playing one of the creators or designers of the Death Star. Who like designed the plans.
Right.
But the rumor is that he's gonna be turning to the good side kind of thing, like realizing what he's done is bad, so he's gonna, try to help the rebels get the plans,
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that'll be interesting, hopefully. I don't know. See how it plays out, but, I mean, depending on how they do it, it could be cool.
So Rogue One, I know the basic. It's between 3 and 4.
Correct.
So it's about the rebels trying to steal the plans for the Death Star. So it hasn't been built yet, right?
It has pretty much been built.
Okay. But it's still like in the process?
I think they built the actual thing. They're just working on the firing mechanisms.
So they want the plans to like know its weaknesses and how to destroy it and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I was thinking it hadn't been built yet,
No, yeah, it's been built. Like in the trailer, you see them putting the dish on, the big round dish in it.
Yeah.
So, and even at like the end of episode 3, you see it starting to be built. I don't know if you remember watching episode 3 last year or 2 years ago when you watched it, but at the end there's Palpatine and Vader are looking out, and you can see like the beginnings of the Death Star.
All I remember is Vader screaming "No" at the end. So that's my last memory. So
Yeah. I don't know. That'd be cool. Depending on how they do it. I mean, if they're calling it the Death Star, and like he's just switching because he just realizes that it's like killing people,
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be really stupid.
Oh,
could play
maybe
stupid.
he's having, a epiphany like Finn had in The Force Awakens, you
Right.
know?
Depending on how they do it, they could pull it off, but it might be a little sloppy.
I don't know, maybe you'll show him being conflicted, and then
Maybe.
gradually he'll,
Right.
see what they're doing and he'll decide to...
And he wasn't in the trailer at all. This guy. 'Cause
Uh-huh.
there's two Australian guys in this movie that like main guys.
Right.
One of them's the guy in the white cape from the trailer. Do you remember him?
I know you've seen the trailer 6 or 7 times. I don't know how
More
many.
than that.
Okay.
Yeah, way more than
Well,
that. You're way off.
all right. I've seen it all the way through.
Yeah.
Once, maybe twice, maybe, and I've
One
probably
time.
seen bits and pieces here and there. But
So you don't remember a guy in a big white cape?
I remember nothing about the trailer. And don't get me wrong, I like Star Wars, but no, I haven't seen anything.
Well, he's gonna be the bad guy. This other Australian guy.
Okay.
I don't remember what my point was, but the second Australian guy. One of them is Ben Mendelsohn. He's the guy in the white cape. He was in the trailer. This other guy, Mads Mikkelsen, was not. He wasn't in the trailer at all. He was like
Right.
one of the only cast members on the list of cast members that isn't in the trailer at all. So, not sure if he has a small part or they just don't want to blow their load kind of thing. I don't know, but I'll move on to the second topic, which kind of ties into the first because after he got done with this interview, I guess he did, like I said, I don't think he got a call saying stop, so he was just kept going about, I think to another reporter, I don't think this was the same interview, but he said that Rogue One will feature flashbacks and also that a legacy character, like one of the main characters from the original,
Yeah.
will be showing up, but he didn't want to say who. But I think everybody knows that Darth Vader's going to be in the movie. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Well, I think you had mentioned it to me before how it's likely.
Right. He's going to be in it, but
Do you think it's gonna be like a cameo or is it gonna be like a central part?
I think it'll be more than a cameo, but not like I think the bad guy will be the guy in the white cape, Ben Mendelsohn. So I don't think he'll be playing like the main bad guy. I
But
think
will we get a couple scenes with Vader though?
I think you'll get a scene of him like going through and just killing rebels left and right.
Oh, I'll take
think
that.
So that'd be cool.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Yeah, but back to the topic. He'll be they're doing flashbacks in this movie, which will be the first time, I believe.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, episode 7 they had sort of a flashback, but it was
Well,
like
that's that
with
when
the
Rey's
Force.
parents got dropped off, right?
Right, that little
that's
force.
not it,
They
yeah.
call it a force back. It's like a vision.
A
she
force
had.
back.
That's what they call
They
it.
really named the force back? Why can't they just say flashback?
Because it's not really flashback. Because it's things. I mean, some of it was in the future. I think. Some of the events could be from the future. You don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, flashbacks can be helpful. Like, in Game of Thrones, for example, they had never done a flashback until, I think, last season. They had one. That was, like, really refreshing. So, I mean, it could help out.
Yeah, I think it'll add to the the Rogue One being its own kind of universe, its own little movie, not part of the saga that's like sticks. I don't even know if it'll have a crawl, like at the beginning of the movie,
Well, that's like the
crawl.
Star Wars staple, though.
I know, but it's.
I mean, I know it's
spin-off
the
movie.
first one that's, like, not in that timeline. So.
Well, now that I hear that they're doing flashbacks, I'm wondering if. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's going to be full on Star Wars movie. It sounds like a very strange Star Wars movie, so I wouldn't be surprised if they cut the crawl and just started differently. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people would be mad, but
I mean, what about the opening score, though? I mean, that'll still be in it?
I don't know.
Well, what do you think? Do you have any clue what the flashback will be? Like, anything at all? Anything?
Yeah, it's going to be focused on Mads Mikkelsen. He's the father of the girl. It's going to be focused on their relationship when she was younger.
Wait, he's the one that's turning good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rumored to be, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
The designer of the Death Star.
maybe he'll have a flashback of her when she's younger, and that'll, like, push him to...
Possibly.
There you go.
To
Yeah.
turn, yeah.
We'll tie in, okay.
Maybe he'll think back to when he was with his daughter or something. I don't know.
Like, maybe, okay, she's running, like, she's in the base or whatever, and he sees her at a distance, then he has this flashback. Like, what am I doing?
Right.
See,
That could
Josiah?
be cool.
I'm putting it all together for you.
That could be cool.
You're welcome.
I like that. I really do. All right. Well, Star Wars was a little slow this week on news, so
That's it? That's all you got?
that's it. 2 short little topics.
Nothing else.
Other than that, there's like set pictures, but I can't really talk about set pictures on a podcast.
I mean, there's no like set pictures or like show something in there that you're like, oh, that'll be cool. Nothing like that.
Yeah, there's a set picture that shows it's near where they filmed for the end of Episode 7 with Luke on the island, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, it has the Falcon there, so you know that it's probably the same location, but now they have these little huts. It's almost like a little village.
Did they call it like a Jedi temple or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of assume it's a Jedi temple or something.
Right.
So, I mean, the only pictures, set photos were like little, almost like, little like tents kind of set up.
Yeah.
Like clay tents. But I don't know what, I mean, it could be anything. But it seemed like it was close to the area where they filmed for Episode 7, so.
So you think it'll be the same, like, island or whatever that he was on?
It could be. I think it could be. Or he'll like take her and maybe what'll happen is.
Wait, so this was for Rogue One or Episode 8 that you're
Episode
talking about?
8.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about Rogue One.
No.
Okay.
Episode 8, the tents. So I was thinking that maybe that she wants him to come back, right, at the end.
Yeah.
And maybe Luke's like, I'm not coming back because all these dudes died and, you know, my nephew turned evil and that was my fault. So I'm thinking maybe she's like, no, I really want you to come back. And he's like, you know what? Get in the Falcon. Let's go look at where he came and slaughtered everybody. And, like, maybe he shows her, you know, the original place where that happened or even where she was born or something like that.
Yeah.
Could be cool.
So do you think it's going to pick up right where it left off? Like, usually Star Wars, there's like a time lapse in between, right?
Usually there is, but I think it's almost been confirmed that it's going to be picking up is like almost this. They reshot that end scene, the ending, you know, when Luke and Rey.
Yeah.
They reshot that with the new director.
Yeah, I saw that I saw a video of it.
Yeah, so I think they pretty much confirmed on Twitter too that it'll be starting. They might not start off the movie with the same scene. They might start like with Leia or something,
Right.
but they'll probably whenever you see Luke next. It'll
But
be
the
same
timeline
thing.
won't be that far
No,
off.
I don't think it will.
Okay.
At all. No.
So will there be like a opening crawl in this one? I'm sure there will be, but like...
Yeah, I think there will be. I don't think they'll talk about Luke and Rey in the opening crawl though,
Okay.
because you already know what's going on with them.
Yeah, because usually it recaps what you didn't see. But if it's starting up right before, I mean, unless, you know, it's a week or a couple of days or, you know, whatever, maybe, I don't know.
I mean, it could just say like following the attack of the Starkiller base, Leia's doing this.
Yeah, I guess
Poe's doing
I guess it could recap what they're doing outside of
Right.
Rey and Luke, since you kind of know what they're doing.
So that's it with the Star Wars stuff. You want to do the sports? Move on to sports.
The sports stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Big weekend in sports, I'm sure for you as well.
For sure.
Well, the weekend was dominated by the NFL draft. Any knowledge about that?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Okay, well, the NFL draft is a 3-day...
Actually,
Okay.
I saw this YouTube video that was trending where it was this guy being booed. Like this guy being booed. Was that NFL draft? It looked like the NFL draft. It was just a compilation of every time he walked out, he kept getting
Well,
booed.
the commissioner, he always gets booed when he goes on stage. So maybe that's why. Maybe what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The commissioner is kind of like I don't know, the commissioner, he like...
The head of this.
Yeah, you know, he kind of like sets the rules into play, and then he fines people, and, you know, he's just kind of like the, you know, head of it. And he always gets booed for some good reasons and some just to do it, I guess. So the NFL draft, it's 3 days: Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's 7 rounds, right? So it's first round is on Thursday, all by itself. Rounds 2 and 3 is Friday night, and then rounds 4 through 7 is Saturday night or Saturday.
So break it down? How does it work? So they have to pick a guy.
Yeah, like okay, so like round 1, you pick based on how you did the previous year. So if you went 0-16, you would get the first pick, and then you win the Super Bowl, you would get the last pick. So then it kind of follows that in order. So like worst team, worst records, up to the best records. So obviously the best players can help out the worst teams, and hopefully balance out, you know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, you can trade draft picks, so it's not always like that. So
You
like,
can trade draft picks.
yeah, so like say
I did not know that.
on your team you have this quarterback who's like awesome, and I'm like, I will give you my first round pick for the next 3 years for that quarterback. You know, you could do that. So like, if I end up having the worst team, I could have the number one pick, but your team would have it since we traded. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, so that's how it works basically. And you know, round one, you get like each team gets 10 minutes to decide what pick or who they want. Round two, they get like 7 minutes. Round three, they get 5 minutes, and then it keeps going down because, you know, I guess
Takes too long.
well that, and when you get down to round 5 and 6, when the players aren't as good as, you know, the round one players, they don't need as long to pick. So that's how it works. But there's a couple interesting stories. It was everywhere. Okay, so this guy, right? His name was Laramie Tunsil. Okay, he is a left tackle. I know that means nothing to you.
He's one of the guys on the line.
He protects the quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he's a pretty important part, right? He was a really good player, and they were saying he was probably gonna go number 2 or 3
In the whole thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like really high, and then like the draft starts at 8, right? And at 7:47, someone posts to his Twitter account him with a gas mask on, smoking pot. So, I mean, just think about that. This is the biggest like interview of your life, right? And you're about to become a millionaire,
Right.
and then trending worldwide all of a sudden is you doing drugs.
So, he posted the
No,
picture?
he's
Somebody-
saying he got hacked, and
Right.
someone did it. Because why would he post that 15 minutes before he's about to make millions of dollars?
Right. That's the stupidest thing you could ever do.
So he's saying he got hacked, and anyway, he's a really good player. And if he would have went number 3, he would have made, I mean, I don't know the exact number, but buttload of money.
He didn't go number 3 or
No,
2?
he didn't go number 3. And he keeps falling, number 4, 5, 6.
Nobody wants him.
See, the interesting part is, like, he's a left tackle, right? And then this other guy is a left tackle, went number 6. So a lot of people are saying if it wasn't for that video, he would have got drafted there. But since he got
Because everybody wanted him over the other left.
right, but since he was apparently smoking pot, they're like, okay, he's trouble. So he ends up falling to number 13, which is really low for him. And
First round?
yeah, and they're saying based on where he got drafted, he lost $7 million.
Are you
Right?
kidding me?
I mean, he's still gonna be sitting good, but yeah, I mean, he lost $7 million.
Goodness. What an idiot. Or not.
They're saying it was him in the video, but he's saying it was a couple years old. You know, so
Of course he is.
no idea who posted it, but that was the big like
That seems very
dramatic.
conspiracy kind of.
It does, doesn't it?
How many minutes before the draft started? Like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You get a picture posted.
It was actually a video, but yeah, I know. what you mean.
Video.
Yeah, on Twitter, Instagram, everything, and it just starts like blowing up. So
Goodness.
he lost a lot of money because somebody posted a video of him smoking pot.
What did he look like when he went up to get drafted? What did he look mad?
No, he was happy. I mean, obviously he was happy, but
Because he had to know that he could have gone way earlier.
yeah, you could tell.
I'd be visibly upset.
Well, you just got drafted. You're changing your life, and you got a good team with you now. But
It's a lot of money.
it is a lot of money, and I'd be headhunting for
Yeah.
that $7 million.
Yeah.
So that was the big story out of draft weekend. But do you know anything about it at all?
About draft? No. I mean, I know that they go up and hold a jersey and a hat and shake a guy's hand, and that's about. Am I right?
I mean, that's the
What
logistics.
else do I need to know?
Well, I just didn't know if you know any of the players, any of the teams,
I don't
nothing.
know any players. Any. Brett Favre, he's a guy.
Been retired for 5 years.
Is he retired?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought he was still playing.
No. Well, yeah, that's how it works. Every team has a pick in the first round. Every team has a pick in each round unless they trade it, obviously. And they can trade any number of picks for anything.
So when does the trading take place? Like,
I mean, it could trade it. It could take place 2 minutes before Like if I'm about to pick and you want my pick, I could trade it to you 2 minutes before I have to pick. So like it can happen anytime.
Interesting.
Yeah, there was a lot of trades this year. Like the team with the number 1 pick, they traded out of that to like get more picks because like the Titans had the number 1 pick, right?
Because they suck.
Yeah, they suck.
Okay.
And they could have took a guy with number 1 that would have helped them, but this other team offered them like the first round pick of this year, the first round pick of next year, the second round pick of next year. So they offered them a lot. So they're like, okay, I can get 1 player, or I could get 5. I could get 1 great player or 5 really good players. So they went with 5 really good players, like to help their whole team. That makes sense.
Right.
So that happened. The number 2 team traded out. So there was a lot of trades. Nothing. These players really won't surprise you, but the Bengals, they picked number 24.
They were number 24 to pick.
Yeah.
So they were pretty good last year then.
Yeah, we went to the playoffs. We lost in
Still salty about
unbelievable fashion, but I don't want to get into that, Josiah.
that. Okay. Make you a little upset.
It was the most baffling thing in sports.
Is that the one I was watching and I kept sending you pictures of when I was in the airport?
No, that was a different one. Also baffling, but that wasn't the game.
Did it upset you?
Well, I just got to collect myself, okay? Because you talk about stuff I don't want to talk about, okay?
Okay. Sorry.
All right, I'm good now.
Okay.
So that was the big news of the first round. I could name off all 31 players, and you wouldn't know one from the other. So there's no point.
Give me the best player. Who's the best player that got drafted?
Well, I mean, that's subjective.
Okay. Well, in your opinion, who's the best player? Best 2?
It's subjective. Like the first 2 players were quarterbacks because the teams needed quarterbacks.
Right.
But were they the best players? I don't know. But based on that team's needs, I guess they were the best player for that team. You know what I mean?
So, I didn't listen to what you're saying. I was thinking of something.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So, if you're a college guy
All right.
and you're about to go pro and you're like the best guy in college,
Okay.
isn't it better to be like not the best guy in college? Because the best guy in college usually goes to a crappy team, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you gotta think of it like this, like.
And then if you do terrible at your team, when you get drafted, then does anybody really want you the next year?
I mean, that's happened. I mean, there's been players that go to, a graveyard for NFL players called the Cleveland Browns.
I've heard of that team.
Yeah, they're god awful. Anyone goes there is career suicide.
Right.
But I mean, you got to think number one pick. I'm gonna look up like the money they make.
Yeah, I want to know how much they make. How many years do they have to sign a contract for?
The first contract you sign is 4 years, and then if you're in the first round, they have an option. So like, you play out your 4 years, you do really good. The team can pick up your option on the 5th year, so that like extends you 1 more year. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, the first pick is going to make a lot more money than the 24th pick. So you want to make you want to win, but it's also a business,
right.
you know.
Yeah.
Just like in free agency, like after your contract's up, you have the opportunity to sign wherever. And say you're on the Super Bowl contenders, and they give you $5 million a year, but this crappy team wants to give you $15 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, depending on how much you want to win, you more than likely you're going to go make your money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like say you work at U of L, right? You make $30,000 a year, whatever it is, and then freaking Kentucky calls and they're like, "We'll give you the same job, but we're going to pay you $50,000 a year." You're like, "Yeah, okay, right?" You know.
So it's all about the money, of course.
I mean,
when you're talking millions, it's all about the money.
Yeah. Okay, here you go. So, like, the number 1 pick of this year's draft, he'll sign a contract roughly for $27 million.
A year?
No, that's across 4 years.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, it's still
a lot.
And you get a signing bonus and everything. That's $27 million. And then, let's go to the Bengals pick. The Bengals pick, the 24th, will make about $9 million. So, that's...
For 4 years.
That's $18 million a difference. I mean, it's still really good, but that's... he's making 3 times what,
Yeah, that was
you got what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. So that's how it works. In the NFL draft, it's always interesting to see like what dominoes will fall. Because like as a Bengals fan this year, we need a wide receiver, right? Really badly, and we picked number 24. So the number 21 comes wide receiver, number 22 wide receiver, number 23 wide receiver. So like by the time they got to us, all the receivers worthy of taking in the first round were gone, so we couldn't get a receiver, so we had to go somewhere else. So it's really like, as a fan, nerve-wracking and aggravating seeing that happen.
See, I always thought that it's like they go up and they're like, all right, for the whatever pick, these people, and then they announce it, and then like you had to wait a whole nother day for the next announcement. But you said it's like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, well, it's by rounds. Like the first round's on a Thursday.
The longest is 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, like when they say, okay, the Rams are on the clock, that means they have 10 minutes from that moment to decide who they want and send it to the commissioner to announce it.
I always thought they had hours and hours or something.
No, I mean, they got months and months and months before the draft, you know.
Right.
But like once the draft starts, you should have a general idea of like
who's your top people.
Yeah, they make what's called a board. So like our number one rated players here, and then most teams try to stick to that, you know.
Have you seen that movie with when they're
Draft Day?
Yeah.
It was crap.
Was it crap?
Mm-hmm.
No.
First of all, it was about the Browns, which is just kills anything it's in. And
They
second
were
of all,
terrible.
yeah. Second of all, the movie just wasn't good.
No.
It had like Kevin Costner in it,
Oh.
which is, I mean, yeah, it wasn't good. You wouldn't give a rat's A about it anyway. So.
Okay. I won't watch it.
I didn't think you were going to anyway.
No.
A Louisville player got drafted in this year's draft. I know you're not a huge Louisville fan, but
Who was it?
his name was Sheldon Rankins. I know it does not ring a single bell in your head.
Never heard that name.
He went number 12 though. It's pretty good.
What team did he go to?
The Saints.
They're good, right?
No.
No.
Used to be. They won Super Bowl.
Well-
They won Super Bowl in like 09.
Oh, okay.
It's like 7 years ago, and it's crazy, right?
Yeah. He was in there.
So our Bengals, our Cincinnati Bengals,
Right.
we ended up taking William Jackson III.
Is he good?
He's a cornerback. You know what a cornerback is?
They play defense.
Yeah, they defend the receiver, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't one of our biggest needs, but since all the receivers were gone right in front of our face, we just took the best player available based on what they thought. So, I mean, I like it. I wasn't exactly thrilled with it because all my receivers were gone, but all in all, it's not bad.
So based on the picks, who has like the most potential next season?
Like the player-wise or team-wise?
Team-wise. Did it change any?
I mean, a lot of teams got better, and some teams didn't get a whole lot better. I don't know.
Bengals have a good shot.
Yeah, well, I'm a little biased, but I think they have a good shot every year. They've won like 55 games over the past 5 years, which is really good. Because there's only 16 games a season, right? So they're averaging like 11 wins a season, which is really good.
That's good.
But we never win in the playoffs. We always like crumple in the playoffs, which is very disheartening. But I don't know. I think the Bengals had a really good draft this year. I thought the Titans did really, really good. The Titans, they had the number 1 pick, and they traded back and got like 5 or 6 picks. That's what I was talking about.
So is that next? Like they get those picks later on, like another season?
Well, it depends on what the team traded. So I think like the Titans traded out of that. So they got the number 15 pick of this year. Then they got the second round pick of this year, and then they got the first round pick of next year, or something like that. I could be wrong, but they got a pretty good bounty for what they gave up.
Now Rob likes the Packers.
Of course he does. Everyone likes the Packers.
Sorry, yeah.
Everyone likes the Steelers. Everyone likes the Packers. Everyone likes the Patriots. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, did they get anybody good?
Well, I mean, they were picking 27, so they're not going to get like a world beater.
Orange Shot 24.
Yeah.
So they finished better than you all last season. Who won all the Super Bowl last year?
The Broncos. But the Packers, the playoffs work is like, we lost our first playoff game, okay? The Packers won one playoff game and they lost. So, yeah, they did a little bit better.
But they still were about the same.
Yeah. They didn't. It's not like they won anything, you know what I mean?
Right.
They took Kenny Clark. He's a defensive tackle. I mean, he's an okay player, but like when you pick that low, you're not going to pick like the next Brett Favre in your analyzations. So the draft was good. It's always interesting to see who's going to fall. Like for instance, well, people do mock drafts. That's like you sitting down before the draft and guessing who's going to pick who, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people had us taking the guy named Andrew Billings, right, in the first round. But we ended up getting him in the 4th round. So that was like really good value. And no one knows why he fell so far. But it's like...
What position is he?
He's a defensive tackle as well. He's freaking huge. He squats like 800 pounds, benches like 600 pounds. He's a monster. But anyway, I was like... The first round came around, I was thinking, okay, maybe Billings. No, we didn't get Billings. Second round, no Billings. Third round, I'm like, okay, it's got to be Billings. And we take this other guy. I'm like, are you kidding me? In the 4th round, I was like amazed to see that we got him that late. So you never know like who's going to fall where and why they're going to fall. It doesn't make any sense because he's really, really good.
Seems confusing.
It's really not that confusing, is it?
No, just the players and all their names and stuff. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you don't give a crap about anything sports related, do you? Marshall, you kind of like Marshall, right?
I like sports. I don't feel like watching every game and keeping up to date. Like if I was at somebody's house and they're watching sports, I like watching it. But I'm not gonna sit there and act like I know everybody.
I'm just saying, if you were at my house during a Bengals game, you'd probably be on your phone the whole time.
I'd not watch it with you.
I'm not a fun person to watch a Bengals game with. I know that's not what you're saying, but I'm not a fun person to watch a Bengals game with.
I figure you're not.
I'm not. Like you talking about you're watching Alabama games at your other friend's house. Mm-hmm. I'm not that bad, but I'm
like that.
Yeah. Like a game last year, it was really, really close. When we're losing, I'd smack the furniture and all this stuff, and I pace around. I don't sit down during the game.
Really?
Yeah. And then when we win, I'm jumping up and down and screaming. Mm-hmm. Just freak out my dogs. So, but yeah, I don't sit down during a game, and if we lose, I'm pretty sour. Mm. I probably cried at the end of last year's game.
When they were out, for sure.
Because it was just so unbelievable how it happened.
What's up? What happened? Do you want to talk about it?
It's hard.
It's hard. I understand.
Okay, so our quarterback, Andy Dalton, he was having an MVP type year. He was doing really good. And then week 14 or so, out of 17 weeks, he broke his thumb. So he's probably not going to come back.
Ever?
Well, not that season.
Oh, he's back for this season.
Yeah, he'll be back. He's fine now. But I'm just saying, like, even if we made it to the Super Bowl, it'd be pushing it. Because I was like 8 weeks difference, so it'd be pushing it for him to come back. And we played in the first round with our backup quarterback, who's not bad. But he's a backup for a reason, right?
Right.
We played against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The team I hate the most on this planet. Like, the thing I hate the most. We were losing all game. And then it was just so baffling because, like, every time the Steelers had the ball, the weather was fine. Every time we got the ball, it started monsooning. So it's like, it was just...
Really?
I mean, it was like raining throughout the game, but it just seemed like whenever we had the ball, it was coming down like crazy, which is hard to throw, hard to catch, easier to play defense, right? And then when they had the ball, it just seemed, maybe I'm biased, but it seemed...
Sounds rather biased.
Well, it just seemed like that's how it happened.
Sounds like an excuse.
It's not an excuse. And then there was like 3 minutes left in the game. We were down by, I think, 5. And then our quarterback steps up, he throws, and A.J. Green, my idol and hero, catches the ball. He scores. We're up by 2 with like 2 minutes left. The place is going crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm in my room, jumping on my bed like a kid at Christmas. I'm excited.
Okay. What goes wrong? Something.
And the best part is, like the previous play, we hurt their quarterback, so he's out, right?
Oh, really?
Ben Roethlisberger is
out. I know
out.
his name, yeah.
And they have a scrubby backup. He sucks. So they're starting their drive, right? And like the second play of their drive, they throw it. Our linebacker dives, catches the interception. Yes, we have a minute and a half left.
Over.
All we got to do is run the clock out.
Right.
So we're pumped, like, our guy that intercepted, he jumps up with the ball. He runs into the like the tunnel, the locker room, like to signify, okay, it's over, whatever. He came back out, but he was just, you know, the place was rocking. So at this point, they have their timeouts left, so they can still stop the clock. So the typical NFL protocol is you give the ball to your running back, he runs it a couple yards, goes down, and that means the clock keeps running, so they have to use their timeout.
They use their timeout.
Right. So that's what we do. And we have a pretty good running back, Jeremy Hill. I know you don't know his name, but he's pretty good. And we give him the ball. He gets about 6 or 7 yards the first play, which is good.
That's really good.
And even if they stop us, we can line up for a field goal, and we can kind of like make them score a touchdown instead of kicking a field goal to beat us. First play, he goes about 7 yards, and like his knee is right here to the ground. And if your knee goes down, that means the play's dead, right?
Right, I know that.
He fumbles.
Oh, no.
So they get the ball back. And I'm like, okay. Well, but still, they're very far away from our end zone.
And they're still losing.
They're still losing. It's raining. There's a minute and a half left when they got the ball back.
It's cutting it.
So I'm still feeling okay because we have a really good defense.
And their quarterback's out still, correct?
So I thought. But this guy's like the most annoying. He just won't die.
Right.
So he comes trotting back out there, playing through a freaking torn labrum in his shoulder or whatever it was. The most aggravating thing in the world. And they make a little headway, you know, they do a little bit. They get to about midfield with, 40 seconds left. So, but we're only about 2 though, so they can kick a field goal, which is worth 3 points, and they can still win.
Right.
So that happens, and the play is they throw it across the middle. The guy doesn't catch it, and our linebacker, he comes across the field, hits him in the head with his shoulder. So like his shoulder hits him in the head. And usually a head-to-head hit is a penalty, but our player has a little history of dirty play, so they called a penalty. It was a shoulder, but they called a penalty. 15 yards, which is big.
That's not good.
So that puts them probably about a 50-yard field goal, which is still very far, especially in the rain. And then during the scuffle or whatever, or like, you know, the aftermath, one of their coaches comes on the field and like starts trash talking the guy that hit him, you know. And the coach is not supposed to be on the field. This is not my bias. He is not supposed to be on the field. That's a penalty if the coach is on the field. That's
really?
Yeah,
Coach
honestly.
can't be on the field?
He's in the middle of the field in our huddle talking trash. That's not my bias. That's legitimate.
The head coach?
No, I was like an assistant. And this is legitimate. So then one of our players is like, hey, get out of here, whatever. I don't know what he said. But he like, gives him a little shove. The referee, penalty on our guy.
Oh, no.
Another 15 yards. So that's 30 yards in 2 plays that one of them could have been a penalty, but the second one should not have been. That's absurd.
Right.
So that puts them in primetime field goal range. There's like, they kick a field goal, and then we get the ball back with like 12 seconds left. And then that's it.
Game over.
The most absurd ending in NFL history.
All due to 2 flat.
Well, first of all, it was the fumble. The fumble never happens, we would have won.
Right.
Second of all, it was the shoulder to helmet hit, which wasn't stupid because he didn't even catch it. He could have just avoided the hit. But
And then the stupid coach.
yeah, the second one was more baffling than the first one. The first one, like, okay, that he was stupid for hitting him, I can kind of see that penalty. But the second one was just... So that's that.
Cool.
No, it's not cool. Did you hear my story?
It's terrible.
Yes.
Sorry.
But anyway, that's the NFL draft. I would go through all these players, but I know you don't know or care. But the top teams coming out of the draft, I say the Bengals really killed it. The Titans killed it. And if I had to give one more, I'd say the Vikings did really good. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but I think they're all going to be really good next year, except for the Titans. They're not going to be good, but they're going to be better.
Better than what they were this year.
Yeah, they went like 2-14 last year.
Gosh.
Yeah. Well, that's enough of the NFL draft, Josiah. I don't want to bore you with all these analytics.
Uh-huh.
But how How's your horse doing in the NBA draft, in the NBA playoffs?
Good.
Yeah? Who you going for? Steph Curry? I know you know him, right? Everyone on the planet knows Steph Curry.
I know his name. Yeah, he's on the
Warriors.
I was going to say Lakers.
Were you?
I was.
Oh, the same colors.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah,
Well, not exactly. But he's hurt right now, so that's kind of dampering the Warriors.
Curry?
Yeah.
Is it?
He sprained his knee.
That's not good.
No, it's not. But I think they should be fine because they have a really good team even without him. So they won the NBA playoffs last year, and it's looking like they're going to win it again this year.
So when you win the NBA playoffs, is that the same thing as like winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's.
So they don't have playoffs and then like a big.
Well, they have the playoffs and they have called the NBA Finals.
Oh.
But how the NBA Finals works, or how the NBA playoffs work, is like in football, it's one game. Like a playoff game is one game.
Right.
And here, it's best of 7. Like every series is best of 7.
Right. So first person to 4.
Yeah. That's how it works in the first round or the finals. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be the Warriors and the Cavaliers rematch of last year. Steph Curry and LeBron. I know you know both of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably going to face off again this year.
So for the final game, you play 7. You could potentially play 7 different times.
Yeah, that's when it gets exciting. Game 7 NBA Finals, because like winner take all.
Wow.
Huh?
I always wondered why people said like game 3, game 4. Game
Yeah,
6.
it's the same thing in the World Series. World Series is best of 7 too
I don't
in
watch
baseball. Yeah, that's how it works.
Seems like a lot.
I mean, it is, but yeah, I guess it's a little different than football.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't really have a team I'm rooting for.
You don't really watch NBA that much.
No, I mean, I guess if I had to pick who I wanted to win, I'd probably pick the Cavaliers, but I think either the Warriors or the Spurs are going to win. One of the two. I know you don't care, right?
I try. I'm trying.
That's all I really got on the NBA playoffs, man. I mean,
What game are they on right now? 2, 3, 4.
Well, they're in the second round, so like the first round's over, and they're in like the first or second game of the second round.
Oh.
So they still got 2 or 3 more series before the finals.
So it's gonna be a while.
I don't know when the finals is.
Something.
It's usually in like June.
Oh wow.
So yeah, probably another month before the finals start.
Wow.
And the team with the best record gets home court advantage. So they'll get 4 of the 7 at their
Yeah.
like the Super Bowl is neutral, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the World Series and the playoffs, they take turns of like, well, they have a format. I think it's like 2 games here, 2 games here, 2 games here, 1 game there, or I think it used to be 2, 3, 2. You know, of like where they are.
It's my train. I think it makes an appearance every podcast.
Special guest, train.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all I really got about that. I mean, besides the NFL draft, and the playoffs hasn't really heated up yet, so there's really not a whole lot going on in any of that stuff.
Is that it for sports?
I guess so.
You guessed? You guessed.
I mean, that's all I really got. I mean, baseball season is freaking 10 years long, so there's no reason to talk about that. And it's not college season yet, so yeah, that's all I got. Unless you want to talk about like Olympic rowing or something, like I don't know.
No, I like the curling though.
Oh, the curling.
Yeah.
Is that the ice one where they scratch up the stuff so
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
stop? Yeah.
That's cool.
It's
I like
quality.
that. I don't know if it's a yearly thing or on every day kind of thing or just.
I mean, I would guess it might be a
European.
maybe some colleges, maybe like up north, like I don't know.
I'd love to go to a college curling game. That'd be awesome. Really
Hockey's on. I don't care about hockey. I think it's hockey playoffs too. I don't know. I don't care about hockey.
I like playing the games, hitting people.
Wait, I think like somebody just like Leicester won the soccer thing, right?
I don't know.
I don't really follow soccer, but like this one team that were like, the beginning of the season they were like 5,000 to 1 to win because they were like, I guess, really crappy. They won their league. I don't know what league they're in, but it was pretty big in sports. That's all I got.
Random topic of the week.
Random topic. Go ahead. Where are we going?
We are going to plug.
Plug.
Right.
What are we plugging?
Plug in your podcast.
My podcast.
Yeah.
Well, it started as ours, and then you kind of went rogue.
No, I mean,
It's fine.
I was never really on it. I was just.
But I wanted you to be, and then you're like, no.
Well, you got Chaz and Hunter. So many
Chaz is barely on it for one. This is
started
true.
off. He was on it.
He was on it the first couple episodes, and I don't think he even liked doing it.
I don't think so. No.
And then Hunter, he liked doing it, but I mean, with all of his stuff going on recently, he hasn't.
Tom said he's moving.
He's trying to. He wants to go on like a road trip to like a bunch of different places, find a different place because he's getting a life insurance policy from his mom because his mom passed. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw him the other day. He seemed in better spirits. Tom did a podcast by himself, but I haven't done one in forever. I think we're gonna do one tomorrow. But
won't be there.
We have a new series coming up, right?
Yeah, apparently.
This was my pitch to Josiah. Where we have a podcast called Screen Kings. We try to do like reviews and kind of like talk about like the recent video games or movies or TV shows, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And we haven't been as strict as we need to be. We're hoping to get back on the horse. Tom is doing a little better job than I am, but we are gonna, with Game of Thrones starting back up. You know, I know you don't watch it yet, but when you watch it, like if a character from season 1 popped up, I'd be like, who the hell is that?
Right.
Like, I don't know anything about him. Because there's so many characters, and you forget, right?
How many seasons is there now? 6?
This is the 6th, so there's been 5 complete seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's 5 years in between, and there's so many characters, and such a big, like, world, like, you might forget a character, which I obviously have, and I've forgotten, like, storylines and background information. So we were talking about going through and rewatching it all. Mm-hmm. And we were like, oh, we should make a podcast out of it, And I was like, that sounds a really good idea. So then I was thinking, what if we got somebody, me and Tom seen it, so we can get our take on it, but make it interesting, like, dynamic, getting someone that's never seen it, and someone that might even be, like, anti-Game of Thrones, to come in, we'll all watch it together, we'll eat, whatever, and then we'll go up and record a podcast every 3 to 5 episodes, whatever. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. So I thought, who better than our executive producer and founder of the Sports, or the Four Sports, I'm terribly sorry, Four Sports podcast, our friend Josiah.
Uh-huh. He signed me up.
What do you think about it?
I'll give it a shot. I think it'd be cool a good dynamic between you all and me. I'm not anti. I'm annoyed with people. I'm not anti. I'm not. I just haven't watched it.
I feel like you're a hipster, Josiah.
Hipster? Wow.
Like you hate everything mainstream except for Star Wars.
No, I don't.
Walking Dead. I know you don't hate it, but like, since it's like, you used to not watch it at all. You used to think it was dumb. Which is true. No denying that, right?
I didn't think it was dumb. I just watched the first couple episodes. Wasn't into it yet.
Right. So it was really popular, and it still is, but you didn't like it. Mm-hmm. Breaking Bad, you didn't like it at first. You didn't like it. I watched the
first episode. Didn't draw me in.
You didn't like it. It was also really popular, and it just seems like whatever's really popular, you don't like. Like, you love The Leftovers, and I'm sure it has its following, but it's not like super mainstream like the other ones, right?
Right.
And 24, also a popular show, but not as mainstream. So it just seems like whatever's like everyone's talking about and loving, you're like against. Is this true?
No, it's
not true.
It seems that way.
It does seem that way.
Right, because I try them out and I'm like, I'm not into it.
You don't give them a chance. Just like
it
even goes to the video game world, because me and Tom are trying to get you to play Gears of War with us.
That's a whole other thing. I'm terrible at it. I've tried with Tom so many times, so many games where I haven't gotten one kill.
Tom told me the other night when y'all were playing, you played one round and then went and played Star Wars.
That's not true.
He said you went one round of 0-9, and then he asked you to play Star Wars, and you did.
He asked me to play.
I know. I'm not saying it was your fault. I'm just saying.
He said, "Well, do you want to play Star Wars?" I said, "Sure."
Right. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying.
I've been on several times by myself.
Gears of War?
Yes. To try, and without you all being there making me look stupid and feel stupid, to try and just, like, figure out what's the strategy in this game, because it's different than any other Call of Duty or...
It's a little different, but I wouldn't say it's harder. Like, because Tom was telling me, you said, like, the controls were confusing? You think the controls were confusing?
They're not confusing. I don't like holding A to run and not being able to see while I run. and it's like Halo where you have to shoot somebody a lot unless you have a shotgun. And me with Call of Duty, I use like an assault weapon, and
I understand, but
I'm from a distance.
I understand it's a little more futuristic, and they do have like thick armor on.
I'm not good at Halo, so I don't play. I have it. I just not.
Oh, you
good.
have it? I don't have it.
I have Halo 4. I don't. Is there a new one?
Halo 5, yeah.
I don't have that one. That's why.
Yeah, me neither. We're getting off topic, but
Okay.
my point is, Gears of War is a really good game, and I know you're not giving up on it.
I'm trying. I've tried.
We
A
should
lot.
play it more often. The beta's over, but me and Tom were playing the one that we bought, the Ultimate Edition, the other day.
I have that.
Yeah. Anyway, back to
Back to Game of
the
Thrones.
random topic.
Well,
Game of
it
Thrones.
seems like I'm hipster because I try something on my own. Usually, I don't like it, and then whenever I start hanging out with you guys, you are like, "Oh yeah, Breaking Bad's good. Walking Dead's good." So I was like, "Well, I'll go back and try it." And then I tried. I'm like, "Oh, it's pretty good." But
Yeah.
what happens is, I watch the first episode. I'm like, "It's okay." I watch the second and third episode. I'm like, "Okay, I can see where this is going."
Right.
So before I would just watch the first episode, and if it doesn't blow me away, I'm not giving the whole month to try to sit through every episode of every season. If it's just like okay. At
Well,
first.
not every episode's going to catch you in right away, you know?
Right.
Like, I watched... What episode? I don't know. Sons of Anarchy, the first episode I watched really didn't catch me in, and it ended up being, like, one of my favorite shows of all time. It's a great show.
People say you gotta watch the first episode, but I have to like watch the first 3.
Yeah, I'd say
Before
three's a good
I'm
number.
like,
Three's a
I
good
can-
number.
yeah.
To where you can, like, judge if it's going in the direction you want to go in.
Right.
But Game of Thrones, like, I'm not going to lie to you, there's some dull moments. Like Tom said, at the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 episodes, he was dragging because he didn't like it. Or he didn't say he didn't like it, it's just, there's so many characters, you have to get introduced to all of them, you know? But there's so much, like, shock value in it. Like, when something happens, you're like, whoa, something just happened. So it's really good, and it only gets better. So I think you'll like it a lot. Especially, like, if we were all on Xbox, on the mics, watching it together, or watching it individually, I don't think you'd like it as much. But if we're, like, together, right, and there's something you don't understand, you can ask us, and we can kind of, like, spoiler-free, of course, explain it to you. I think it'll be a much better viewing experience for you.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we're-
up for it. We'll start it after I get back from vacation.
And remember, you just said you're giving your three episode rule. So don't one episode in, you say, okay, I'm done.
No, I give it a 3 episode. I'll give it that.
You might have to give a little more than that.
I'll give it first season. If it
Well-
doesn't sell me by the first season.
Oh, it should,
I
especially,
mean,
you know.
goodness. I'll
But-
watch all of it. Just don't hate me if I don't like it, but I'm pretty sure I will. It's
You
just
will.
I'm too lazy to start it, and there's 6 seasons now, 5
Yeah.
full seasons. It's just too much.
It's
right
the
now.
best show on television.
I just got done with Breaking Bad literally today, catching up. I'm done with it now. So now I gotta find a new show to watch.
Well, Sons of Anarchy is really good.
Is that on Netflix?
Yes, all of it, completely all of it,
Okay.
and it's kind of like Walking Dead. Like it's not like it's a little risque. Like they push the button a little bit, you know, but it's not like Game of Thrones. Like there's no nudity and stuff like that. But I mean, it's a little more, I guess, intense than your average show. I think you'll like it though. It's really good. It's one of those shows that like Walking Dead. There's like some episodes they just walk down the railroad tracks for an episode talking. You know what I mean?
Very boring.
Shows like Game of Thrones and Sons of Anarchy. It's like something always happens. Like there's always that one thing that like makes it good. You know what I mean? Like I really like Sons of Anarchy a lot. So you excited about this experiment we're doing?
Yeah.
Hopefully start in a couple weeks.
I think it'll be good.
On what podcast?
The Screen Kings podcast.
Screen Kings podcast, yes. Hosted by our friend Tom, right?
Yep. Who hates sports?
He does hate sports. I don't know why that had to be plugged, but...
I don't know.
And then myself, and then sometimes we have a couple guests, but we wanted you specifically for this task.
I'll do it.
So I'm excited about it. We'll just have to figure out a couple days to start it. We'll probably do an intro before we start and like your expectations, you know.
Mhm.
And then we might do a podcast like wrapping the first episode, getting your full take, and after that probably every 3 episodes. You want to keep it fresh to where you remember it.
Yeah, not
you
every
know.
single episode. Just fill up the whole feed with.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Probably every 3 to 5. You know, you don't want to do an episode every episode because then it's like
Yeah.
60 50 episodes or whatever.
A lot of, yeah.
But then you don't want to do every 10 episodes, and then you'll forget, like, wait, what happened in episode 2?
Right.
So we gotta find that mix, but hopefully it works out good. Yeah, we're still trying to find our way, but hopefully we move in the right direction.
Consistency.
Yeah, hopefully, Tom, like I said, he bought a video recorder. Hopefully he can start doing it for YouTube and everything. But a lot of it is consistency, which we've been slacking because our schedules are so different,
Yeah.
Like I work the weekend shift, Tom works during the week, you work during the week. And you work the mornings, Tom works like mid-afternoons to nights, and I work a combination of the both. So it's just a matter of, finding the time to do it.
Yeah.
And you're married, I have a girlfriend or fiance, and Tom has
Himself.
his dog.
His dog.
His
yeah.
dog, baby girl.
She's cute.
Little chihuahua, yeah. Well, Josiah, that's all I got. Anything
That's all
you
you got?
have?
No, that's it.
I hope I did Rob proud. I'm sorry if I didn't come as prepared as I should have.
You did.
I did. It's hard explaining sports to someone that not only doesn't know but also doesn't care. So
I do care. I'm trying. I'm just trying to stay in the know.
I understand. Anytime you need any Bengals information, you come to me.
All right.
We'll go to a Bengals game this year. Well, I will. I doubt you will.
No, I'm going to the Marshall Louisville game. This
I
year.
don't care.
Okay. Thanks.
Well,
Appreciate it.
Well, you're going to be in Texas for Christmas, aren't you?
Probably.
The Bengals play in Houston on Christmas Eve.
Do they?
Yes.
I'll see you there.
You got to be my correspondent. You got to go.
Yeah. No. You can buy me a ticket, then I'll go. Sure.
Oh, you won't.
Yeah.
You'll
well,
probably sell them.
No, I probably won't.
It's a Saturday night, yeah.
No.
I'd go. Bengals or my family? Bengals or my family?
Family.
For me?
For you?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely Bengals.
You're right. I was going to say, like, are you sure? Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the upcoming season and everything. And I'm looking forward to our experiment getting you acclimated to Game of Thrones universe. So maybe you won't have to get off Twitter every Sunday annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's a spoiler, which you got to watch out for because I already spoiled the most recent episode.
Did you?
Well, I was at work when it came on, and I was on my way home, and I got on Twitter, and I'm just like, oh, well, there it is. Okay.
Bad idea.
There's something big happens every episode. That's what I love about Game of Thrones. Breaking Bad is kind of like that, too. Something usually happens, The Walking Dead just freaking drags and drags and drags, and there's so many cop-outs, and
Yeah.
I can only take so many near Glenn deaths, you know what I mean?
I know. It was good at one point, but
It really was. I don't think it's
fallen
terrible now. I don't think it's bad.
it's not.
It's just
terrible.
not as bad. It's not as good as it was. Like season 2 and 3 were great.
Yeah.
Loved them. But now it's like, what season is it now? 6, 7.
6.
Do you watch that Fear of the Walking Dead?
No.
I watched the first season. I haven't watched the second season yet.
Yeah, it didn't look good. When I watched the trailers and stuff. Just looked boring.
Like I just don't. None of the characters I care about.
Yeah.
In The Walking Dead, they have some cool characters.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, buddy. Well,
All
I will be glad to come on anytime. I'm sure I will be requested greatly by your
Yeah,
listeners
by my listeners.
that all
12
tuned
of them.
out. Yeah.
So,
As long as they click the download button, I'm sure you don't care.
yeah, that's fine. Do what you want. Download and delete it. I don't care. But, yeah, go check out Seth's podcast, Screen Kings. And I guess that's it for this week. Talk to you guys next week.
I won't be here.
Yeah, yeah, probably not.